definitely become, seven-figure earner. Like seriously, you're on. We all want to become a seven-figure earner. There you are, beautiful. So I want you to tell us, you are a seven-figure earner. You are making the dollars. Like you are doing it. We cannot wait. Can you tell us, like, was this journey easy for you? I mean, did you did you just wake up one day and you are a seven-figure earner? How is that possible as a young woman like you? How did you make it? Can you just tell us, look, tell us right now. We cannot wait to hear. Come on, go ahead. Tell us, beautiful.
I am so excited. Thank you so much for having me today. And my name is Udeme Etibensi. I am the futurist. You know, when you go the whole seven-figure earner, I feel like, oh my days, what is she talking about? I always like to start with telling everyone that I started out as a dreamer. Everyone has, especially the girls, allow the girl in you, the little girl in you, to dream again. Because we were always told about our prince, you know, in shining armor, that's just gonna come and just sweep us off our feet and just awesome for us. And so we kept having these dreams growing up. We really did believe that these things are very possible. But you know, as we grow up, we get choked up by a lot of life happenstances, which for me, it's very okay. It's actually meant to come build you up because you see, whatever happens in life, there's something called purpose, and people should be able to appreciate the fact that your purpose is actually connected to what you do in terms of your passion. So, and those are the two things that are going to bring the figures, okay? Whether it's a six-figure or five-figure or seven-figure, it has to be connected through something. And for me, my having to dream was just me leaving out that little girl in me, just going all out and telling myself, I can do this, I can do this. And
right.
That's how it is.
Wow. That's super awesome. Wow, look at that. Look, if you're just joining us, you are on the Jemima Show, all right? You're watching the Jemima Show. Look, I am super elated to be here. I don't know if you are. It's about to go on. It's about to pop in here. Are you ready? Let's do it. We have here right now the futurist. Now, look, this lady I'm talking about makes some good doughs. Like, I'm seriously telling you right now, she makes some good money, and you are just opportune to be on the show. She's about to tell us everything that she did to get here. Remember, I always tell you, if you stop learning, you stop dying. So it's time for you to learn. It's time. I need you to get right now, go ahead, get a sheet of paper, get your book, your notebook, and begin to write down. She is super loaded. I'm so honored to have the futurist, Miss Udeme Etibensi. Wow, even her name sounds dollars. Don't you think so? So welcome on the show. Look, the futurist. Your name is the futurist. How did you end that title? Like, I mean, are you a visionary? Like, are you a prophetess? How did you get the name, the futurist? I mean, you see the future. Tell us about.
Okay.
The futurist.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jemima, for having me. And like I always like to say, everyone watching, hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you're watching from. The name, the futurist, still comes with my story. Remember, I started out by telling a story that we all have dreams. There's always a dreamer in every, especially as you walk this earth. I like to say every time that God created us for something, he wouldn't necessarily create us for nothing. So there is definitely some purpose that has a journey. Okay, so after dreamer, I stretched out to becoming a team builder. I decided to get
wow, look at that.
I call the world changes, okay? And then that's how I started out my entrepreneurial journey, and I was able to raise a few people, and from there I just stretched out into becoming the futurist. Okay, so I authored a book last 2 years called The Futurist, and just because you asked this question, anyone zooming in would find out that right inside this lady that's so excited and is looking out so much smiles and everything, and stuff that you can literally see the high-rise building, the technology, the 21st century. So this is my own expression of the fact that life has moved. You totally understand. You had dreams, you move from there to making them a reality. So you move to people by becoming a team builder, and then move on to change the world. But you know, you live in a world that is so fast paced. That's what happens to people. You find out that people wake up and they had dreams and visions, and life just slows them down. And then maybe you feel I'm slowing down, I can't catch up, because every decade brings its own, you know, different inconsistencies, and then you feel you're out of touch, and then looks like it's a cycle. It just keeps spinning. So the futurists came to tell you, listen up, no matter how the world is fast paced, no matter what happens, we woke up in 2020 excited for a new decade. Little did we know we're going to be stuck in our homes, you know, so life happens, but
you're right.
You own a dream. And because we all have a unique DNA, nobody has the other person's DNA all over the world. You have to know that there's something very unique about you. There is something you are called to do. So you have that niche for yourself, and understand that lives are dependent on these things. It's not about what's moving or what's standing static, but the truth is you need to just latch onto the future that you create from inside out.
My God, hold on. Look, that's mind blowing. Look, listen. You said you have to latch onto the future that you create from within. Look, guys, look, guys. Let's talk about that for a minute. Latch onto, write that, tweet that. Bring out your phone right now. Invite a friend. Share this video. Look, you're about to impact and change someone's life by just sharing this video. You want to go ahead and bring people in. Look, she just gave us a mind-blowing futurist, you know, of wisdom. You have to latch on to that dream. Look, I'm a new mom, and I can tell you about my baby latching onto that thing, like, oh my God. So you have to latch onto your dream, just like a baby latches onto the mom for the, for breast milk, for life. You know, you have to latch on to your dream for life, right? You know, and guess what? And create it from within. That's the point right there. Come on. I need you to comment in the section below. In the comment section, say, I will latch on to my dream. I will latch on to my dream, and I will create from within. Udeme, tell us now, how do you latch on to that dream? How do you do that? How do you create the future right now?
Awesome. You know, like I was trying to converse, the truth is, after you've done these things, the idea why you need to revisit, why you should latch on to these things, is because there will definitely be so many things happening around you that tries to negate the fact that you had something to offer to the world. For instance, you know, after the COVID era, a lot of people are going to be out of their jobs. A lot of people are already in depression. A lot of people are suicidal. So there's a lot of things happening out there that could affect you. So the one way to be futuristic by latching onto this dream is to own your story, own your on your journey. See, everyone has something to offer. That's one thing I try to tell people in the world. And you see, the second you embrace you would definitely find out that there is nothing as far as your life's assignment is concerned. Not do. So the one way to do this is first owning your story. How do you own your story? Truth is, your part is not other person's part. So the first thing you need to do is to acknowledge the fact that this is where you are. Appreciate and start working towards where you want to be. I say on my entrepreneurial journey that I'm so excited that I'm not where I used to be, but I am not yet where I want to be. Okay, so there is an appreciation of leaving where I used to be to heading somewhere. The truth is, the second you stop dreaming, the second you stop latching, you are ready to. That's the truth. You're ready to leave. because so many people are still waiting. So what does it mean to be futuristic? It's basically planning today for tomorrow. You see, there's a lot of conversation out there. There are so many theories about the 5G and all of that, and we're just laughing through this. Why people have the time to sit around and just talk here and there is because most times we did not practice, we did not plan. You know, I have a also my man of God, he says that we do not plan when we are big, that we plan to get big. So there is a planning. And so whatever decisions or whatever lifestyle we are having today is a part, it stems out from the decisions we had pre-COVID.
Wow.
Okay. And then we are in the COVID era, but there is definitely going to be life called the post-COVID. And all of these things are laced towards one thing: your choices, your decisions, being able to own your story, understanding that there is so much in you that the world waits to see. So what are these decisions? What are these choices? How have you been able to zero in on empowering the big in you? It is there. It would have been dormant, but the truth is you need to accept by owning your story, knowing that this is it, this is where I found me, but I know that there is something bigger. And so every time I like to talk to people, I tell people, believe that there is the futurist in you. And so there is technology, there is the next thing, artificial intelligence, there is the robotics and all of those, but there is also something called entrepreneurship. You would find out that these are people that actually take out time to produce, to manufacture. And the truth is, everyone has some talent that can bring forth something that can be manufactured. The truth is, the people that are into those kind of things, products and services, will not grow broke. We are trying to learn towards earning 7-figure. It's not about the money. I always said that money is just a tool. Money is a tool. Money in the hand of a drug pusher is for more abuse of drugs. Money in the hand of a killer is to go carry out more killings, okay? Money in the hand of an entrepreneur that is very futuristically minded is to ensure that there are researches and so many things happening in the world. And money in the hand of one that wants to empower, that wants to show love, that wants to go into philanthropy will definitely help others. So ask yourself all the time, is it about the 5, the 6, the 7 figures? What do I want to do with this tool in my hand? Right now, the world is in turmoil because, you know, we're talking about lots of guns in your country, okay?
Right, absolutely.
While trying to say, okay, don't use the guns, we still find out that it wasn't really about the gun. It's about who is handling whatever power. Because gun wasn't involved some few weeks ago, but a life was taken and the whole country is turned, you know, amidst. So the truth is, it is about what you want to do with the tool in your hand, with the service. You need to understand and know that purpose is what is to fuel your dreams, is what is to fuel your journey. After you found that out, know that there is nothing that can hold you from earning whatever figure you want to earn on.
Absolutely. Wow. That is incredible. That is super, super awesome. Look, if you're just joining us, you are watching the Jemima Show. That Jemima Show, we bring you the best value all over the world. We are global. Look, I'd like you to go ahead and type right there, I'm getting value. If you're getting value, type I'm getting value and give our guest a thumbs up. That's how we do in the house. We give thumbs up. If you think that you are getting value, type I'm getting value and go ahead, give a thumbs up to this conversation so our guest will feel appreciated and she will know that you're loving this. And go ahead and subscribe for more. Go ahead and click the subscription button. Now look, I'm blown away by your story. You know, when you talk about purpose, you just blew my mind. Talk about purpose, talked about creating from inside, and talking about the tools in your hand. Today's topic, guys, we're talking about becoming a 7-figure earner. And that is huge. The tools in your hand. Now, that brings me to the question. Tools in your hand. What are these tools? Is it like my phone? Is it like the workshop tools? What kind of tools are you talking about? Like I work a 9 to 5. I hate my job. You know, people have this question. teachers. I hate my job. I don't like what I'm doing. I have kids. You know, we have excuses. We have so many reasons why we don't understand. What tools are you talking about? Can you tell us about these tools, please?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love the fact that I hear what I hear all the time. I hate my job. Everybody comes with that whole thing, but you know what? We just have to wake up and go. And you see, life is beyond waking up and going.
Wow.
Now, the conversation we are having today is actually to let people understand that you do not always have to wake up and go. You have to change the narrative of your life. I started with owning your story. Remember, you were a dreamer. That life is telling you that your dreams are no longer valid. And so you are the one to decide to believe that lie or to hold on, latch on to what's inside and bring it out. And so you left it towards purpose. Why do I need these tools? Why do I want the 7-figure, the 6-figure, the 5-figure? Why? And so the why is what I'm trying to talk about right now. The why is what is a rhetorical question. It's something you need to answer for yourself. But you see,
wow.
to move out and say, what is really the tool in my hand? The tool in your hand are definitely the results, the solutions you provide in the world. The world is sick. That's the truth. It is sick because if it were not, you would find out you just have a little beautiful baby girl. You have been able to bring her out to the world and there had not been anything programmed in this baby.
Right.
So you are the one to actually program everything you want in your baby girl. But you would find out that if that child, the things you've not yet programmed, that she could do stuff like, for instance, bite on your nipples. She would know it's biting you. She's just gonna look at you. She would look because she knows what she's doing. That's to show you that we came looking like we were not programmed. There's nothing inside, but there's something called the conscience, the human conscience, which by the time you train it and you mature in it, it becomes your consciousness, the Holy Spirit, or however you want to call it. But you know what? A couple of times we wake up and then we grow into life and we do not allow our conscience to be the God, to do the good or evil. So every time we do anything that we are not supposed to do, we know it. So why do I say the world is sick? If the world was not sick, you would not find the hatred. You would not find the sickness. You would not find all of those things. But you know what? The same way people are going through the things they're going through is so you bring solution to their troubles. One way you can actually start with the tool is to find out what you can bring to the table to also help others. We actually rise by lifting others. That's the truth. Personally, my story tells a story of a girl that just wanted more out of life. We married, decided to take a walk, but just before I did that, I started trying to put in my entirety to ensuring that whether there was abuse or not, because I live in Africa, I had to see how to make it happen. So what did I do? I opened my 1-room apartment and had women come in. These were women from walks of life, women that were battered, women that were fine, women that were broke and all of that. And I sold just one vision. I did not have to be whole to go try to provide wholeness for others. All I needed to find out that you do not have to be fine. You do not have to have it all. You do not have to feel capable before you step out. All you need to do is something and fix. Find a problem and bring solution. Just be there. So one way you can actually start by growing your income one level at the other is to find who to be a blessing to. I say, yeah, that's the truth. I say all the time that it is not yet blessing if it doesn't bless another person. So what did I do? To a space, and I started talking to these women. I told them, listen up, life would have thrown lots of lemon at us, but we're going to make lemonade out of it. And that's what we decided.
Yeah, we are.
We started reading our books. We started building up what we call the World Changers team. And then we partnered with a multinational. Listen, a smart person will always climb on the shoulder of one who has gone ahead and is doing better to learn. I tell people you can never attract what you don't celebrate. So the truth, When you find someone that has gone ahead of you and has done some remarkable things, instead of just watching or just trying to like all these rich people, what are they doing with people? Can you start learning? Because when you learn, you drop the L and you earn. So the truth is, every time we decided to come together, we're reading books from greats like Robert Kiyosaki. We're reading books, the whole Rich Dad Poor Dad series, Business of the 21st Century, Business of Helping People. We had all those business books in our spaces and we started reading them. The truth is this, the second you start learning, you will not earn immediately, but it is going to make you grow. We started growing in our mindset. We started growing in understanding that the monies would come. But like I said, it comes for a purpose. So you need to fix the purpose clause before the money comes, or the money is going to swallow you. I put it this way. Until you grow above it, you may never be able to control it.
Wow. So, oh my God, that is so loaded. That is super loaded. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I agree. I agree. Yeah, this is powerful. You are watching the Jemima Show, and we are super excited to have you. We have on here the futurists. The futurists. Go ahead, give a love, like button, click on the like button. Go ahead, share, and give thumbs up to our guest all the way from Africa. You have the seven-figure earner Udeme Etibensi, and we are super excited to have her on here. All right, she is giving us great wisdom. She's on here today to share her success story and how she got to where she is, and that's why we're here. We're here to learn from her. All right, if you're watching this, go ahead, share this broadcast. If you have a question for the futurist, I'd like you to ask. So on this show, we get a chance, an opportunity to ask questions, and that's what we do. We get an opportunity to ask all the questions that we want. So I want to see questions. Go ahead and ask your question. All right. You're watching from Africa. Let's do some shout outs. It's time to do shout outs. You're watching the Jemima Show, and let's do some shout outs. I see a lot of people on here. We want to welcome you all the way. See you're here. I see a couple of people. I see Vera. I see Aldo from Malaya. I see China Chi, Nemeria. I see Rita, Marianne. I see a lot of people. Wow. I see Patty Scotland. Hey, Patty, how are you? Patty's from Delaware. I'm so happy to have Patty. I see Divine Chamukong. Hi, Divine. All right. I see Efyang, Ian. Look, guys, we just want to welcome you. I see Oka, Dr. Oka is on here. All right, this show today is brought to you by The Money Machine. The Money Machine, this show is brought to you by The Money Machine. I'd just like you to go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe right away. And we have on here, back on here, the futurists, all right? All the way from Africa. Click the subscription button. She's right here. She's about to come back on. Look, the quarantine cannot stop us, all right? Technology cannot stop this broadcast today. Woo-hoo, we have a back on here. The futurists, welcome back, all right? Go ahead, give her some thumbs up. If you're getting value, give her some thumbs up. Right now, thank you so much for right now. But you know what? The vibes that we got this. We got this. Question for you, the futurists. You know, it's you talked about not having life start on a platter of gold. You heard talked a little bit about the experiences you went through. But the question I have for you today is, a lot of people have entitlement issues, and some people grow up and they think that when you're successful, it's your responsibility to take care of them. And they feel, oh, my father did not help me, my father did not do this for me, oh, I was entitled to this, I didn't get it, and that's why I'm not doing well. Look, how can you address entitlement issue if your parents did not give you the silver spoon to eat with? Are you still able to use your hand and eat like we do in Africa? Tell us about that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, and it's so good to be back here. I don't know what happened. Yeah, the whole entitlement mentality actually happens everywhere. By God's
Wow.
grace, I'm going to be 7 years here doing what I've been doing entrepreneurially, and I have gone to like how many continents? Like four, and I found that everywhere in the world, there is a level of entitlement because poverty is a universal citizen in
Wow.
in the mind. So the truth is, when you are empowered, when you go ahead to empower one's thought patterns, the mindset, you can take off entitlement and you can actually allow it to be there. It actually has to do with our choices. So what do I tell people that are entitled? Truth is, they are definitely the ones that did not do anything yesterday and they expect a miracle to happen today, and so they get into today, and then they find out that life actually has its own seasons. There is time to plant,
Wow.
there is time to move to the next level. Okay, so they never really planned to get big, so they actually get to that point that they don't know what to do anymore. Everyone that is entitled is actually telling you how irresponsible the person can be, because in Africa here, you're going to see all over the world, you're going to see people that have done so well for themselves, and they did not really have any silver spoon. They didn't have anybody to tell them do this and do that. And as a matter of fact, I think I love it when you do not have enough. You grow out of something, because it's not just going to grow your car, it's going to keep you humble. So everyone that feels okay, you have to have 100% before you step out, that is a myth. That is it's not the right thing. It's an error. So everyone should understand that there is nothing the society actually owes you. I've
Wow.
talked about the whole decadence, happening everywhere. It happens in the society, it happens everywhere in our, work sectors too. So what do? You start by embracing where you are. In Africa here, let me bring it back home. I live in Africa, Nigeria. What happens here is this: you find people give stories like, the government are not looking up, are not living up to their expectations. My family, my spouse, people always have excuses. And like, I think one of these great authors wrote something and said that excuses are, for fools. He's a
Wow.
monumental fool for fools. And so I don't want you watching me to become foolish. So what do? You understand that nobody owes you anything on earth. That's the truth. Nobody owes you anything. You came to this earth prepaid and equipped to take on life. So stand up and do it because you can do it. So I was giving some conversations on how to move from that level, from one level to another. The best way is to learn. I said you could climb on the shoulder of one that has gone ahead of you, and then you would see further. And so that's the place of humility to
Whoa.
actually.
Wow.
And truth is, every time I tell these stories, I tell them, with every sincerity, because it's my personal story. I learned from the top up, because when you jump up, you will come down. But when you grow up, you will stay up. That's life.
Look, if you just join us, that is the book. If you jump up, you will fall down. Tweet that right now. And okay, put that on Instagram. If you jump up, you will fall down. And hashtag the Jemima Show. Hashtag the Jemima Show. If you jump up, you will fall down. But if you go up,
You will stay up.
if
You
you
grow
will
up.
stay up. Oh my God, I gotta write down my vision board. If you jump up, you will fall down. And if you grow up, you will stay up. Look, I'm telling you, the future that is powerful. That is powerful because the trees, they grow up and they stay up. In my backyard, I love the forest, right? I have about 16 giant trees in my backyard. And I'm looking at them right now. It is amazing that you just blew my mind saying that. These trees have been up, I heard, for over 30 years before we bought the house. It's amazing. And so that is so true. Can you just imagine yourself, okay? If that you grow like a tree and you just stay on and the trees have branches, all right? Let's talk about the branches of a tree, creating wealth, right? Generational wealth. I read your book, and I've gone through some of your, your bio, and listened to some of your messages and words of inspiration. Just like a tree, the tree has branches. I look at this amazing tree right here. I'm sorry you can't see it, but it has a lot of branches, like loads of them. So I can imagine when you watching me, just imagine you right now growing like a big giant tree and having all these humongous branches, and these branches are your seeds, are the people that you produce, and then you grow and you have seeds, and the seeds germinate and they're being planted, and guess what, they germinate all from you, the mother tree, right? Isn't that what you're talking about, the futurist? Isn't that incredible? Tell us about creating generational wealth. But before that, you're watching the Jemima Show. If you're getting value, go ahead and give us thumbs up. Give the guests a thumbs up. I need you to invite somebody and go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the subscription button right away. And this episode today is brought to you by the Money Machine. The Money Machine is a Longrich. He's part of a Longrich, he's a Longrich partner, and the Longrich group, that they sponsor this show today. And I want to shout out to the Money Machine USA, and the Money Machine USA is on the World Changers team. World Changers team. I just want to shout out to World Changers team, and thank you, the Money Machine, for sponsoring these. And they sponsored the show last year. World Changers sponsored the show. And if you're watching me and you are a sponsor, go ahead. You like a shout out, go ahead and just let me know you like a shout out, and just inbox and give us a call. Add us on your WhatsApp +302 359 8337. And that's for the Jemima Show. +302 359 8337 if you're from outside the country, okay? If you're from outside the country, it will be +1. Just find out the code, all right? We can't wait to hear from you. And today we have here the futurist, Africa's 7-figure earner. So back to you, the futurist. We like you to tell us about this creating generational wealth. I looked on your Facebook page. You see, I've been following you a long time. Look, I'm following you. I'm learning everything you're doing, okay? You have two handsome sons, right? Two amazing boys. And I saw your post that they would never pay tuition fee again because you already created enough wealth stored for them to go get free education, even up to Harvard, and you want them to go to Ivy League school. Look, and I saw you offer free scholarship. You were offering the people that wanted to go to Ivy League schools, and you tell us about creating generational wealth. That's what I want to do. How can I create wealth for my generation? All right, tell us about it.
Thank you very much, Jemima. Thank you. So in my book, it's on Amazon. So I think everyone should get a copy of The Futurist. You're going to find out where I talked about demystifying entrepreneurship. Wherever you hear I'm an entrepreneur, some people might not tell you that it's not just becoming an entrepreneur. It might not just be as glamorous as we put it out here. They might not tell you all the behind the scenes and all of those things. So we want you to be sure that there's a difference between going into entrepreneurship that will serve not just you, but generations. On that book, I wrote something and said that it would be a lot of error for you to create wealth for just one generation. And you see, all over the world, we have a problem with succession. So every time we tell people to create wealth, we tell you, allow this wealth to transcend you. Let it transcend at least 3 generations. You've heard of the Rockefellers, you've seen all the companies that have been up to 100 years. They were able to instruct not just their children, but people they also empowered on their way up. So transgenerational wealth is very possible. One of the things I tell us to do is that you have to be deliberate about this thing, to tell yourself, I'm going to do it, and you settle in and do it. My last thought was that we got into a space to be a solution provider. We got into a space to be able to lock hands with people and do more. And so in 2013 August, I reached out to a few women and we started this journey. And all the things we kept telling people have happened in a space of 5 years, and we give God the praise. But you see, the one thing that was paramount in our conversation was this: that we do not want to work for 35 years. That's what happens in Africa here. And then after that, there's something called retirement. And then before retirement, there's something called retrenchment. There's so many people that wake up and you have a sack and you don't know why. And so there's some people too that also wake up and they tell you, go home, you're retired. And you say, but I'm not tired. So we do not want to have these stories happening all the time. So we told ourselves, we're going to be those smart moms. We're going to be smart dads, smart parents, that will start building a wealth route that will not just give one person a source of income, as it were, as our jobs would give, but this one wealth route is going to sprout into a lot. A couple of us listening to me that are Christians, you would find out that, in the book of the beginnings, Genesis, there was this garden that was watered by four streams. So we preach the 4-stream income. You should be able to do something that covers for your children and covers for you. So when I met Paul to say that out of the World Changers team, partnering with Longrich International, a couple of us and a number of us that are ready to follow through the things we've laid down are going to have our kids in Ivy League schools all over the world. We have them in the UK, we have them in Europe, we have them in America. But I'm on my way to Harvard, and one of the reasons I'm doing it at my second master's, sponsored by Longrich. I have a master's already on entrepreneurship from Regis University, Denver, Colorado. And this company decided not just to send me, but a couple of others that partner. And so by the time I was done with that program and found out we could do more on global leadership, I decided to spread the word to every world changer. Remember, you found your purpose. You went ahead to give solution to people, but you know what? You can't have people always latching onto you because you are gonna drown. That's the truth. A drowning person, it doesn't get help immediately. You wait for the person to, breathe his last before you jump in. If you try it before that time, he's going to, out of panic, also drown you. So the truth is, you've been able to tell people some things this years and everything. It is your place to now tell them, go ahead and become more. So how do you become more? Education. You want to put people in a space, take education out of them. Keep people in ignorance and in darkness, and they will be there. The funny part about generational wealth creation is that it's not taught in our schools. The Ivy Leagues we are paying for contacts. We are not paying for education, as it were. So it's your place to learn financial education and be really literate on it to be able to pass to your children. So the conversations we have is basically that this is beyond network marketing, as it were. This is beyond Longrich as an Asian company. This is beyond the World Changers as a team. It's about you. We are interested in you becoming the change that we seek in the world. So what do? We got into a system that enables us to build wealth, not just for ourselves, but for our children. And we teach these children on what to do, running a 5-year plan. First 5 years, we started it in Africa and in the UK, and we were able to start building up teams. And so we are on our way to the next 5 years. It's the second year into the next 5 years. So we call that project the Vision 2023. It's about raising millionaires in other currencies apart from Naira, our local currency in Nigeria. So far, it has been very innovative. So when I tell you that you can actually build wealth for the next generation out of what we do, I'm not just mincing words. We're already living it in the now. Thank you.
Wow, that's incredible. That is super powerful. If you're just joining us, you're watching the Jemima Show, and give us a thumbs up. Click the thumbs up. There's a thumbs up icon on there. You want to go ahead and give our guest a thumbs up. That's how we do in this house. That's how we do. We appreciate our guest. She's all the way from the motherland, the great Africa, the great land of Nigeria, to be specific. And we want to welcome the futurists. Okay, we're going to do a quick shout out. I see some awesome people on here. I want to shout out to people from the US. I see a lot of people here. Happy next Tommy. Hello. Hey, hey, hey. I see a Deepin Pelawar said from the US. I see someone said from Nigeria. Look, I see Vera. She said she's from Nigeria. And that's the Celestine. Yes. Hello. Hello. Luai Toy. Hello. We want to say hello to everyone watching and thank you so much for joining. I see Nkemka Abia Akon. Thank you for joining. We have a 7-figure earner. Do you have your book and pen? Are you writing? Are you writing? You better start writing because this wisdom are powerful. And we want to shout out to the Money Machine team. The Money Machine team sponsored this episode from the United States of America, all the way from the US, the Money Machine team. And now let's talk to the futurists. The futurists, you talked about Vision 2023. Vision 2023. It's I like that. I like the fact that we are in 2020 and you're ready in 2023. That is incredible. That is an awesome a way to actually succeed, right? So this Vision 2023 is super powerful. And there's something I want you to tell us. I want you to, what are you doing? What is this business? You've been sharing so much wisdom, but now let's get into it. We want to eat this meat. What is this business you're doing that is making you such a over $100,000 earner in a month? What is this business? Can you share with us? I know a lot of Americans, some of my American friends on here. Patty, I'm sure you want to know, right? Patty is an incredible woman. She is also a boss lady. A lot of our American friends here want to know, who is that lady from Africa earning that amount? What is this business you're doing? Tell us about this business, please.
Every time I have to talk about Longrich, I just light up.
You said it's Longrich? You do Longrich? Oh, oh my God! Look! I gotta show you guys my face. Like you mean Longrich? I've heard about it. That's the Chinese company, right? How can you make so much amount of money from oh my God, tell us about this Longrich.
Okay, awesome. I hope we know, like or hate China is now the world's warehouse. We already know that as far as we're concerned, we're talking about partnership, we're talking about collaboration. And the truth is, like I told you, you actually collaborate with people that have gone ahead. When you're talking about ICT, technology, AI, and all of that, that's a space to look out to. And like one of the things that got me to look at what I'm doing with these guys is just the fact that personal development was, the front burner. And I love the fact that it wasn't really about how much you had, but how willing you are to go the extra mile. And in 2013, I got on board, Longrich, and just felt it was just another way to earn yet another source of income. But I found out it's quite different. Now the world is run by manufacturing. When you keep taking and you're not replenishing, and after a while you're going to go down. So one of the things that I teach on the business, which is what we found out, is what Longrich does. This is a 33-year-old multinational, started in 1986. So what have they been doing? Manufacturing for top-notch brands like Avon, like GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. They manufacture for Tesco, for Walmart, for Adidas. They do the body mist for Victoria's Secret, like for every top A-list company. So they had done this for over 25 years before they decided to go into the multi-level marketing. Now I would want you to understand that there's a world of difference between Ponzi scheme, network marketing, and the pyramid schemes. Okay, so while your fingers would have been burnt by all of those Ponzi's, the difference is this: any company that cannot actually make an entrepreneur out of you by adding to you in terms of your intellect, you should not do business with them. That's how I look at it in terms of the network marketing sphere. Any company that cannot be sued or has a legal backing, nobody should engage. So Longrich actually came in and demystified the regular network marketing. They can sue you and you can sue them. They have a standing, manufacturing headquarters in Asia, and we go there almost every year. And then they operate in 183 countries. Now that's huge. That's where they have a lot of their patent manufacturing. Now there's a different a network marketing company that gives you product to sell. Now you're a salesperson. And for me, that it's not different from having to be a salesperson in a regular job. But what Longrich does is this: they decided to make you an independent business partner by allowing you buy into the shares of whatever the manufacturer worldwide. One, two, if you come together and build a team of people that use the daily consumables, the daily groceries you would go to buy, but you use it here, not necessarily selling, and then you grow a team, you will definitely make money. So how do they make money? You make money one way through the referrals, and the other way through the other bigger deals like the shares and every other thing that comes in the business. So they put up a lot of interesting things that made me look at it. Apart from the personal development and the monetary thing, they decided to put up a manufacturing plant what over $100 million in my country at Lekki Free. Yeah, in Nigeria, they are putting up a manufacturing plant that will not just serve the Longrich purpose, but they're going to be over 5,000 Nigerians. Now, for me, I think that is giving back. I think that is something worth looking, because these guys are not just going to wake up someday and go away. We know them. We know their HQ. One, two, we actually have a serving office in California, in the USA.
Wow.
Okay, and then we have
here. You have an office here.
Yeah, I'm always a frequent over in the US because something really big is coming, and this guy is going to put up a plant too in Florida.
Hold up now. Hold up. Look, you're going too fast. You mean, look, I'm about everyone watching from the United States. I want you to listen to this. I want you to hit the share button. Hit the share button. Go ahead and share. She's about to tell us that we can make $100,000 a month. You want to share this. Look, you want to share this. And I even use a Longrich toothpaste. So you mean if I register, if I become a partner, I can be a shareholder, and I can grow to be like you financially?
The idea is actually more than me. We have
I like that.
Yeah, we have a couple of people that had an amazing 9 to 5. I have a friend who is also my business partner in New Jersey. Miss Dami is her name. She had to leave a 9 to 5, okay, from Canon USA to do this full time. We have people in Atlanta that are big executives that are here doing what we are doing. We have people scattered all over the United States of America doing the Longrich business. So how do we grow to becoming 7-figure earners? It starts basically from ours. Is not about product hawking. Ours is not about I just want to drive the latest car. Or
okay. Let me hold you on that. Let me hold you. Sorry to interrupt. Let's find out what the audience that say. If you've heard about Longrich, because look, I'm shocked. And this is a live show. If you've heard about Longrich and you have made money or you're using their product, or Longrich has been a blessing to you, I'd like you to type on the comment section right now. Let's go to the comment section. Come on, let's prove, I guess. Let's see. This is a live show. We're gonna see if you are a member of Longrich or Longrich has been a blessing to your life in any way. Come on, type on right here. Tell us yes. Say yes. This Longrich has been a blessing, and how it was a blessing. I want to see that because I'm real. I like to look. I like these things. Like when you tell me, I thought it was something impossible, but she just told us it's a company. All right. Okay. I see Rachel here today. All right. Okay. I see Viola. Come on, tell me. I want to see. Okay. I see Ndasi Celestine. He said he's using a Longrich product. Awesome. Come on. Where are more people that are using Longrich? Okay, share this into your groups. Go ahead, use the share button. Click share into your groups. All right. and let those Longrich people come on the show and tell us how Longrich has been a blessing. Okay, I see Vera. Vera, you said it's been a blessing. Oh, let me see. All right, guys. Okay. All right. I think they're making sense right now. All right. Okay, we believe that. Wow. Look, my mind is blown away. The futurists just told us that Longrich is in Africa. They've built a plant in Africa. Oh my goodness. And then they're about to launch another plant in Florida, my own Florida. And I'm going to Florida like in this summer, after this whole COVID-19 thing. So you mean they're about to build something like that here? Look, I'm interested. All right. Tell us the reason why we must why we should become a partner. Tell us why.
Awesome, because I was about going right there. The truth is, these are exciting times. Whether people want to believe it, it is exciting.
Absolutely.
Why? Yeah, because you're the one to actually create your atmosphere. Whatever you want to see is what you should project out there.
Wow.
The one thing that can help anyone is this, that at all times you have to be willing to follow through the process called change. Change is actually something that will happen at any time. Right now, our jobs are amazing, but have you taken out time to think what it has been without having a job in up to 3 months? And we're not showing the nightmare is over. So we are asking people, you can stay in the confines of your home and make 7 figures. But you know what? The money will not just be the ultimate thing. The beauty is who you would have evolved into. So as is the world is filled with so much dysfunction right now, you do not want to entertain the dysfunction by allowing your heart and your mind to be thinking of how to pay the bills, because you see everyone is on lockdown, but our bills are not. So what we tell people at all times is you can make money in the confines of your house. We are in 183 countries. And why would I tell people in North America to be a part of what we do? Number one, because the economy has changed. Have you noticed that when we had the lockdown, that a lot of things were done virtually? So that means that whole excuse of I'm busy. So because I'm busy with this thing, I cannot do another thing. You found out that even most things you were busy for or about could not serve you now. A lot of companies had to sack a couple of their workers because they couldn't pay them during this lockdown. And a couple of people, when the jobs resumed and life tried to get to normalcy, a lot of people would not have their jobs back. So what are we saying? The world will never be the same again. So why don't you think of a plan B or C or D? That's why you have the alphabet up to 26. Just pick out, up to the ones that can serve you and run. So what does the Longrich platform bring to you? Number one, it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We do not peddle those Ponzi or pyramid schemes. Those are schemes that tells you, oh, they've already started and you have to come up to the top of the pyramid and then you might never get there. The truth is, I tell people with every humility that is our jobs. You can never inherit a job you are not the CEO of. That's the truth. Jeff Bezos would never wake up someday and say, okay, this particular person that started out with me, come take over Amazon. It doesn't happen. So you know what? You need to build your own wealth route. And for me, the Longrich business allows you to own your own patents. So this is an opportunity for everyone in North America to be a part of owning his or her economy. Mint your own currency. You can do it in America. We started out here as not having all the tools in our hands, but we just stepped out and partnered with what works. So the first thing is basically so you can take charge of your economy. The second one is so you can mint the currency of your economy. And what's that? Your creativity. There is so much you would do if you had $1 billion. But you know what? There is so much you can do right now without $1 billion, and they're all here. So what do?
Wow.
You start by stepping out. Ours is basically a platform of professionals. Professionals, we are not jokers, we are not salespersons. So what do? We show you the art of solving problems, the art of being able to nurture your creativity, the art of not knowing where you're headed, but you're headed anywhere. Why?
Oh my God.
Because when you step out, you're already telling yourself, I have what it takes to step out. Remember, anyone on this call that's actually a Christian, you would remember the lepers. The lepers said, if we sit, we die, we go, we die, but let's go. I always turn people to this thing that, looks insignificant. When they moved, the Bible says that some God actually amplified their steps. They were not the ones, their steps were feeble. They did not know what they were doing out. But because they stepped out, some God, which you believe in, I believe in, even if whatever powers you want to call it, was able to amplify. So that's to tell you that you have so much in your hands that you don't know you do. What you need to do is step out. It will be amplified.
My God.
World changers are helping you to amplify that dream, to write that book, to own that patent, to actually own your life. Because let me tell us the truth. The system is made in such a way that you are on a rat race.
Oh my God.
You still will be a rat, even after winning. But we do not be on that spin, that thing that is a cycle, year in, year out. You find out that people come out of college and they still have to pay for their tuition, or as even our homes, the mortgage and all of those things. We're trying to tell you can carve a niche for yourself. So the first thing I have talked about, the second one is basically minting your own currency, but thirdly is the future. What is the future? Do you like your financial state right now? Do you like the one of your father or your mother? Do you like the one of the past 2 generations? Everyone would end up like others. That's the truth, except we change. And what do we change? The mindset. Remember, poverty is a universal citizen. So whether you live in North America or in Africa or in Europe, poverty will come with the place of the mind. So the Longrich opportunity is you sitting down in America, partnering with Longrich UK and earning pounds every week. Partnering with Longrich Nigeria, I love my currency, I love my country.
Wow.
Every week.
Okay, hold on. Look, that is too much for us to take. Look, if you're just joining us, she just said that she earns in pounds, she earns in Naira, her country, she earns in US dollars. 3 currencies. So this lady does not just earn dollars. So she also earns in Naira and pounds. Look, I'm about to pass out. Oh, somebody call the paramedics. Oh my goodness, I cannot take it. My brain, I am so, look, and you blew my mind. Look, before I get into it, if you're just joining us and you're enjoying it and you're being blessed, I'd like you to give a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Will bring you value. You're watching the Jemima Show, and shouting out straight ahead to our awesome Money Machine team that sponsored the Jemima Show on this particular broadcast. And they are the one sponsoring this because of their great leader, the Futurist. So we want to thank you for joining. Thank you for watching with us. The Futurist is we're about to wrap up. We've been here long. And today she dedicated today to speak live to everybody all over the globe watching this. You want to share this. I'm sure you want someone else, to get an opportunity. If you grow, put your hand down and pick someone else. Pick someone else, help somebody up. And that's the reason why you want to share this. Go ahead now and share. So the Futurist, tell us, you blew my mind. You earn in all these currencies. So you mean being in this business has helped you earn in all these currencies, but I'm more interested in what you talked about, that you create your world. So it's not just about, being in Longrich, being a Longrich partner. It's all about your mindset. It's about your willingness to work, correct? It's about you being able to create what you want. Can you tell us more about, creating that thing that you want, in anything you're doing, Longrich, whatever it is, creating, putting the work there, not just praying for a miracle.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, whether you become a partner of what we do with the Longrich platform, or you're just doing your thing, whatever you have to do, there is something called process. Everyone will always have processes in life, but truth is, I always ask, after all the choices are made, when we come comparing notes in 10 years, in 20, in 25, the outcome in
Mm.
those years should be the reason why you and I do whatever we want to do. That's the truth.
Wow.
I have parents that actually worked for the government of my country for 35 years. And at the end of the day, the notes we compared were not beautiful. That's the truth. Because this man was given a wall clock for 35 years of meritorious service. And I'm sure whenever I share the story, people laugh, but I ask, wouldn't the wall clock be something like what you get back there in North America too at the end of the day? How sure are you that this job you're running, doing 2 to 3 shifts and all of those can actually keep money coming in to help your kids through college after you've stopped this job when you're 65, when you're 70? I do not want
Wow.
to looking into 50-50 something. At that point, we should have our own patent. We should be able to bring value because we are not actually born to actually get a job. Job is just over broke. You're just a little bit over the broke, okay? So you need to have what we call your own personal patent, your own brand, your own thing that has to do with entrepreneurship, is bringing in money for you, and that the money should not stop once you leave the stage. The money should continue. That's what we call passive income route. I started by saying that on the Longrich platform, it's designed in such a way that you come in with your family, and whatever you do actually spreads into the family. And because it is not a get rich quick scheme, we have a 5-year target to ensuring that you're a 7-figure earner. Many people have demystified these things by becoming it in 2 years, some people in 3, some in less than a year. So it all depends on what you want, but we have the blueprints. We have what it takes to show you how and why you should. But truth is, I am really pro
Awesome.
education. I am pro education. So the one reason I would want you to look at this, opportunity is because of your children. The next generation looks to us. And whether
Mm.
you want to admit it or not, you should be able to pass on just beyond assets to your children. The one thing you can pass on to them is something that they can own in their own names. It's okay to write all the wills and get what you worked for to your children. But how about leaving this world and knowing that you had built something in their name, which is maybe becoming a shareholder, maybe having a patented product or project with Longrich that you can keep back. Now, let me blow us away. My book is being translated as we speak into Mandarin. That's Chinese, okay?
Are you kidding me? Wow, that is awesome.
By Longrich. And just a few days ago, we're starting an animation project for the book so that you can have the chapter 4 made alive. There is a part in this book that talks about you, affirming you, because the world is full with so much negativity that it can choke out all the positivity in you and all the good things you've
Wow.
always said. There's a part of this book that says, there is a big in me. I can be all things. I do all things. I can take on anything. So all of those are going to be animated so our children can wake up every day and talk. And you know what? I get the patent right of this. And then I have what they call royalty, is an intellectual property kind of thing that you pass on to the next generation. So there are so many things I know you can do. You've always wanted to do. You have the blueprint, but you don't have the money. But you do not have the money. But we have a partner that can tell you, listen up, let's collaborate. And so help you live your dreams while you also help us push out our products and services. That's all we do here, is basically coming together, because the world moves better when we collaborate, not when we compete. Thank you.
Oh, you got it. You got it. Look, if you're just joining us, you're watching the Jemima Show. We're super excited to have you. We're happy that you're here. We have a 7-figure earner all the way from Motherland, Africa. and we're super excited to have here. I have her here. She's been sharing so much information about how she rose to become a seven-figure earner. Look, as I'm talking to you, this woman right here just makes about $100,000, per month. That is super humongous. I'm telling you, I can tell you how many people in the world earns just about that in a month. That is even doctors. Some doctors don't even make up to that a year in the United States. I'm trying to tell you right now. You know that. You know that. So we brought her on this show to tell us her secret and the things that she's doing that has helped her rise to the position that she's in right now. And that's what we want to learn about. And we are super honored to have you. If you're just joining us here, we want you to give our guests a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And we also want to thank the Money Machine team for sponsoring this. And if you're joining us, and there's a lot of questions, there are lots of questions. Let's look at the questions. Someone had asked, how can I register? How can I be a part of Longrich? Now, what I have to tell you is because she is a leader of so many groups, so I'm just gonna put it this way. Whoever invited you, you want to reach back out to them so they can register you, okay? Whoever invited you, you want to reach out back to them and if you're just watching this replay, you can, if you don't have anyone, you can reach out to the Money Machine team on Facebook. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, inbox the Money Machine team. It's called The Money Machine. The Money Machine, and the leader is Chucks Wogbo, and you can inbox him to register you. But if someone invited you, I would also suggest that you go ahead and reach out to them to register you, okay, to be a part of Longrich, okay, the World Changers team. We want to shout out to them as well as a leader. So we want to thank you, great speaker, for coming on, being a great guest, and we want to appreciate you for being here, for sharing all this great wisdom. We've been here for long. We don't want to keep you. We know you're very busy, and we want to say this. Can you tell us what is the secret to your success? When you hear success, what is your definition of success?
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I really liked it here. Thank you for having me. Just before I come to what success means to me, I want to say a word. She's talked about not a lot of people in North America earning $1,000 or $100,000 in a month. I'm privy to be in Las Vegas almost every summer for events and network marketing events organized by one of our great patrons, Eric Worre, and wife Marina. So if you look through
I love him. I listen to him. Yeah.
Awesome. So one of the things I found out is that we have what they call the Hall of Fame for $1 million earners. If you're on the network marketing industry, you actually put through in a year what you've been able to make, and then they verify it. They will check, they will call your banks, they do all the back checks, and then your name is published. And by God's grace, I am a $1 million earner certified there by them.
Look, listen, I told you how to call 911. You did not call 911. Who is going to resuscitate me right now? Are you kidding me? No, Lord have mercy.
I'm telling you, as a last year when I was in that conference, and then we brought in everything, and I was enlisted. They were like, "Oh my God, you're doing this from Africa." And then good news is that we have a lot of people in all over the world, from Canada, from the UK, even in America, that we're $1 million earners. All you just need to do is compile. And you know what? I wasn't just a $1 million earner having to compile for a year. I compiled for 10 months, and it was already up to $1 million. So what am I trying to say? I remember coming for that particular outing, feeling very okay with myself some 2 years ago. And my girlfriend, Damilola, can tell the story. And we went out somewhere to just have a lunch during the break. And I'm sitting there, I'm saying, "Oh my God, I'm so grateful that I earned $10,000 in a week." And then she was like, "Yeah, you've tried, but you're not yet rich." I felt so insulted. I told her, "What do you mean? $10,000 is like a lot in Africa," and all of that. She said, "No." I know she challenged me and told me, "Udeme, when I'm able to ask you for $10,000 and you don't blink and you can give it to me, that means you would have earned about $100,000. So I put it to you, before you tell me you're rich and all of that, Go work harder. That word hits me somewhere. And you know what? This is my
Wow.
9 to 5. This is my friend that I'm like, oh, so what exactly are you talking about? But I went back home and decided to build more people. The beauty of success for me is about building people. See, I tell people that you do not have to be the only wealthy person in the midst of 6 people, because in a matter of time, you will be the seventh poor person. A wealthy woman
Wow.
in the midst of 6 poor women is a seventh poor woman in disguise. A wealthy man in the midst of 6 poor men is a seventh poor man in disguise. Turn it the other way. Okay. Now, the truth of the matter is this: if you are wealthy and then you have people around you that might not yet pass for wealthy, okay? They pass for maybe just rich or even poor, but you make up your mind to ensure that they get exactly what you get in terms of what you read, what you digest, your thought processes and opportunities. You tell them about these things and follow through. They will turn to be like you are. So the one thing for me that is success is about building people, because you see, every other thing is fickle without love. That's the truth. And love
Wow.
and leadership begins with you. You have to love yourself first to be able to love others. You have to lead yourself first to be able to lead others. So for me, my definition of success is about building others. And that's what I am doing as a person with the World Changers team. I have a mantra and I say it all the time: I am 100% committed to succeeding with every world changer. And what do we do at the World Changers level? I told us we are professionals, no matter who you are. As far as you're able to bring value to the table, all we need is to tell you these are the things we're doing. We have a 3-year plan, we have a 5-year plan, but come together and let's show you how to build teams and build real network, because your network is your net worth. That's the truth. You need to be able to hold on to people, latch on, bring that thing from the inside, and come in contact with people. You would be shocked what you can really bring to the world. So
Awesome.
success for me is about building people, and I love it. And because when you do this, you're not just fulfilling one of the commandments from God, you will feel really fulfilled, because that's purpose on earth, being there for other people. Thank you.
Wow. Success for her. The future is building other people. I like you to tweet that right now. Hashtag the Jemima Show. Go ahead, put that on your Instagram. Success is all about building other people. So you're a failure if you have not built other people. And there's a question someone is asking: how can they get your book in Cameroon? Right, in Cameroon, someone from Cameroon is trying to find out. I know he asked the question. Yes, please go ahead. How can he get your book in Cameroon, please?
Okay, for now, because obviously, a lot of places it's on Amazon. I would tell anybody to just buy on Amazon. But we have our office in Cameroon. Longrich office is in yeah, not Yaoundé, Douala. Okay, I was in Cameroon 2 years ago. So we have some of the star directors called the star director Tutaba. He should maybe he can drop a message or something, okay, or he could do an email to my name, okay, Udeme Etibensi, info@udeme.etibensi. We can link him to the office, Longrich office in Douala, and he can pick up. That is if they are out there. But if he can't step out, he can just buy on Amazon. That's the easiest way to get it for now. And I'm gonna have another big event again in Africa when we're good. I had an event, a Longrich event where I also presented my book 2 years ago
Okay.
in Douala.
Awesome, awesome. If you're just joining us, you are watching the Jemima Show. I'd like you to type it on there. The Jemima Show. Give a thumbs up. Look, it's not the emoji thumbs up. It is the thumbs up icon by the subscription. You gotta click that. That's the one I guess is gonna see. Go ahead, click the thumbs up button and subscribe. Subscribe. The Jemima Show is a live TV show here in the United States, and my name is Jemima Chucks. And on this show, we build community alliance. All right, we are the bridge. We build a bridge and try to bring people like Udeme Etibensi all the way from Africa, $100,000 monthly earner, a seven figure. I mean, that's not all her investment. She is also in real estate. She has properties here in the United States as well. I'm sorry, y'all. Look, I'm giving you her bio. I'm trying to tell you right now. Some babes be making some dope, 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 dope. I'm telling you. Look, I'm so proud of her. I celebrate her. So, we try the Jemima Show will bring people like this, and so you can learn. That's what I just love to see you learn. That's what I do. I'm born to build champions, because I believe in you. I heard this for the first time from Dami Ayodele. Dami Ayodele, hello, 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 girl. She's a world changer as well. She is the leader as well of the Money Machine. The Money Machine team, I know, is under Dami Ayodele. So I heard this thing I want to tell you. Your dreams are valid. I heard it from Dami Ayodele. Yes, your dreams are valid, and I believe in your dream. I believe you have a right to dream. And I believe that your dream can come to reality based on what you can see on the inside. Yes, how much can you see? How far? Like the future is set, the future, you have to envision it. You have to create it. You have to finish the master plan in your mind. Only you can see it. And they are valid regardless of your current environment, regardless that you're making less than $1,000, regardless that you're making less than 20,000 naira right now, but you can envision a greater you, and it's gonna happen. And that's what we believe here on the Jemima Show, and we bring people like this to you. And I'm excited to let you know that this Friday, the Jemima Show is gonna be live again. Guess who we're having? Look, I cannot wait. We are talking about there can be revolution without violence. Last night, Delaware was lit on fire last night. Yes, there was lots of protests on Saturday in the Wilmington area, and there were protests here in Dover last night, and they were looting stores, and they looted the mall. Some people took advantage of this protest of George Floyd that was murdered by the crazy police officer. He was murdered in cold blood, a black man. He was murdered, and people got mad, and they took it. And then some people took advantage of this supposedly peaceful protest and began to loot stores. And these are stores that have been shut down for almost 2 years on lockdown. And the people were supposed to open the stores today. Delaware opened up today, but yesterday the stores were looted. And so it's taking us our city back. So the Jemima Show is going to be live here, and we're going to bring the leader of the NAACP. All right, he's going to be here, and we're going to bring our senators. They're going to be on this show live. We're going to bring have you heard about Marcus Garvey? Marcus Garvey, Marcus Garvey is a leader just like you have Martin Luther King Jr. They were the ones that fought for the freedom of the Black race. His son, Julius Garvey, is going to be on this show this Friday, and all of them are going to be here. We're going to be talking about revolution without violence, and that's what I believe in. I'm Jemima Chucks. I'm an activist. I'm just that one voice that will not shut up, and that one voice that will continue to speak justice, and that one voice that will continue to speak into you, like speak life into you and make you until you become a champion, because your dreams are valid and I believe in you. I'd like you to go on and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and we have lots of videos under here. We've interviewed the governor. We have interviewed, cryptocurrency, the owner of cryptocurrency on Forex market. He's on this show. He has been on this show. So you want to click and subscribe. There are lots of great content. I don't even want to give you our portfolio, but I want you to know that you're watching the Jemima Show, and we are born to build champions. And we're not just going to have a great leader from Africa, Udeme. We're going to have lots of people from Africa henceforth. We're looking forward to having the richest woman in Africa, Alakija. We're looking forward to having the Aulo leader, the African women in leadership president is going to be on here, and lots of other people. So you don't want to miss any episode of the show. And guess what? We decided to come on YouTube We're starting YouTube now. We no longer the TV show in America. We're not staying in the studio. We're going global. All right. I want us to go together. Come on, let's grow together. So, Udeme, thank you so much for joining us. If you're just watching, like I said, this is Udeme. The future is all the way from Africa, and we're so excited to have her. She's a bomb. She has given us nuggets. So, what will be your last word to the audience as we say a goodbye? As we call it a day. What will be your last word of wisdom to everyone watching a replay of this show today?
Awesome. Thank you once again, Jemima, for having me. This is awesome, and congratulations to you for blazing the trail. Thank you for changing the narrative. Just keep doing you.
Thank you.
It's simple. You can never feature in a future that you cannot picture.
Wow. Wow.
You never feature in a future that you do not picture. So
oh my God.
Whatever future, go ahead and picture it. And then while you do that, think Longrich. Think the World Changers team. Let's lock hands together and earn 7 figures in other currencies, okay? By 2023. Thank you and God bless you. Sorry.
God bless you. Oh my God, that is super powerful. The future is, we thank you. We thank you all. And if you're just joining us, look, we've come to the end of today. I want you, I see the 43 of you, I want you to go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching the replay, click on the subscription button, and not just subscribing, go ahead and click on the notification button so you'll be alerted the next time we come live. Yes, you're going to get a message once we come live. That's the reason why you don't want to miss it. Now, this is a global stage. On this platform, you're going to meet the great and mighty here. You're going to be able to reach people like Udeme. You're going to reach people, as many people. Look, you're going to reach the governor. You're going to meet, look, on this same platform, if you're watching from Nigeria, Abike Dabiri has been on this platform, and we're looking forward to having even more presidents on here, greater people. So, and other world leaders, as well as business and great entrepreneurs like Udeme are going to be on here, because we want to impact life. You are a champion. I believe in you. I believe that your dreams are valid. Nobody has a right to say no to you. No, it doesn't matter how many no's you hear. But guess what? Just one yes, and the yes is from inside, because God has already said yes to you. God has already made you a great nation, a great nation. So you don't need anybody at all to validate your dream, all right? Because God got you. He got you, all right? And so I'd like you to stay positive, all right? The lockdown is over, and guess what? Regardless of the pandemic, we're doing it. And I believe you're doing it. You're doing it. The Vision 2020, look, it's about to get reboosted, all right? So I want to say this to you. As I sign out, I want to say you go ahead right now, subscribe, hit the notification button, and my last word to you is reboot. Reboot that vision. Go to that vision board. Reboot, all right? Reboot. Now write the word, comment there. Reboot. It's time to reboot, all right? It's time to explode. It's time to reboot. You reboot yourself, your mind, everything you've heard today. Reboot and explode. Come on, explode, all right? So we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us. And we say we love you. Thank you, the futurists. Thank you so much, ma'am. We celebrate you. We celebrate you. God bless you. And I love you so much. Sign out. Jemima Chucks for you.